Islam. Today is January the 10th, 2019. I am Arrington-Bey, Hebrew Muslim Moorish descent. And today I'm going to be reading chapter 3 of the Circle 7. Nope, not chapter 3, chapter 4 of the Circle 7 Quran. Where is it? Chapter 3. Yes, chapter 3. That's where I left off last time. Chapter 3 for the Circle 7 Quran. Elihu's lessons, the unity of life. Again, Elihu met his pupils in a sacred grove and said, "No man live unto himself, for every living thing is bound by cords to every other living thing. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will love and not demand love in return. They will not do to other men what they would not have other men do unto them. There are two selves, the higher self and the lower self. The higher self is human spirit, clothed with soul, made in the form of Allah. The lower self, the carnal self, the body of desires, is a reflection of the higher self, distorted by the murky ethers of the flesh. The lower self is an illusion and will pass away. The higher self is Allah and man and will not pass away. The higher self is the embodiment of truth. The lower self is truth reversed, and so is falsehood manifest. The higher self is justice, mercy, love, and right. The lower self is what the higher self is not. The lower self breeds hatred, slander, lewdness, murder, theft, and everything that harms. The higher self is the mother of virtues and harmonies of life. The lower self is rich in promises, but poor in blessedness and peace. It offers pleasure, joy, and satisfying gain, but gives unrest, misery, and death. It gives men apples that are lovely to the eye and pleasant to the smell. Their cores are full of bitterness and gall. If you would ask me what to study, I will say yourselves, and you well have studied them. And they will ask me what to study next. I will reply, yourselves. He who knows well his lower self knows the illusions of the world. Those are the things that pass away. He knows his higher self, knows Allah, knows well the things that cannot pass away. Thrice blessed is the man who has made purity and love his very own. He has been ransomed from the perils of the lower self, and is himself his higher self. Men seek salvation from the evil that deems a living monster of the netherworld, and they have gods that are but demons in disguise, all powerful yet full of jealousy and hate and lust, whose favors must be brought of the costly sacrifice of fruits, and of the lives of birds and animals and humankind. And yet these gods possess no ears to hear, no eyes to see, no hearts to sympathize, no power to save. This evil is a living myth. These gods are made of air, and clothed with the shadow of a thought. The only devil from which man must be redeemed is self, the lower self. If man will find his devil, he must look within. His name is self. If man will find his Savior, he must look within. And when the demon self has been dethroned, the Savior, love, will be exalted to the throne of power. The David of the light is purity, who slays the strong Goliath of the dark, and seats the Savior love upon the throne. Next, going to read chapter 4. Death and Burial of Elizabeth. Matheno's Lessons. There we go. When John was 12 years old, his mother died. His neighbors laid her body in a tomb among her kindred in the Hebron burying ground, and near to Zacharias' tomb. And John was deeply grieved. He wept. Matheno said, "It is not well to weep because of death. Death is no enemy of man. It is a friend who, when the work of life is done, just cuts the cord that binds the human boat to earth, and it may sail on smoother seas. No language can describe a mother's work, and yours was tried and true. But she was not called here until her tasks were done. The calls of death are always for the best, and for we are solving problems there as we are here. And one is sure to find himself where he can solve his problems best. It is selfishness that makes one wish to call again to earth's departed souls. Then let your mother rest in peace. Just let her noble life be strength and inspiration unto you. A crisis in your life has come, and you must have a clear conception of the work that you are called to do. The sages of the ages call you harbinger. The prophets look to you and say, "He is Elijah, come again." Your mission here is that of a harbinger, for you will go before the Messiah's face, to pave his way, and make the people ready to receive their king. This readiness is purity of heart. None but the pure in heart can recognize the king. To teach men to be pure in heart, you must yourself be pure in heart, in word and deed. In infancy, the vow for you was made, and you became a Nazarite. The razor shall not touch your face nor head, and you shall not taste wine nor fiery drinks. Men need a pattern for their lives. They love to follow, not to lead. The man who stands upon the corners of the path and points the way, but does not go, is just a pointer, and a block of wood can do the same. The teacher treads the way, that on every span of ground he leaves his footprints clearly cut, which all can see and be assured that he, their master, went that way. Men comprehend the inner life, but what they see and do, they come to Allah through ceremonies and forms. And so, when they would make men know that sins are washed away by purity in life, a rite symbolic may be introduced. In water, wash the bodies of the people who would turn away from sin and strive in purity in life. This rite of cleansing is a preparation rite, and they who thus are cleansed compromise the temple of purity. And you shall say, "You men of Israel, hear, reform and wash, become the sons of purity, and you shall be forgiven." This rite of cleansing and this temple are but symbolic of the soul, which does not come with outward show, but is the temple within. Now, you may never point the way and tell the multitudes to do what you have never done, but you must go before and show the way. You are to teach that men must wash, so you must lead the way. Your body must be washed, symbolic of the cleansing of the soul. John said, "Why need I wait? May I not go at once and wash?" Athena said, "'Tis well." And they went down to the Jordan ford in east of Jericho, just where the hosts of Israel crossed when first they entered Canaan. They tarried for a time. Athena taught the harbinger, and he explained to him the inner meaning of the cleansing rite, and how to wash himself, and how to wash the multitude. And in the river Jordan, John was washed, when they returned unto the wilderness. Now, in Engedi's hills, Athena's work was done, and he and John went down to Egypt. They rested until they reached the temple of Saqqara in the valley of the Nile. For many years, Athena was a master in this temple of the Brotherhood. When he told about the life of John and of his mission to the sons of men, the Hierophant, with joy, received a harbinger, and he was called the Brother Nazarene. For 18 years, John lived and wrought within these temple gates, and here he conquered self, became a mastermind, and learned the duties of the harbinger. Psalm. That was chapter 3 and 4. I'm pretty sure in my last video I already read chapter 3, but it's fine. Today is the holy day. Reading chapter 3 again is fine. Next, I'm going to read this Holy Quran of Mecca that we've had for quite a while, so it's very worn, but we still use it. First, I'll read the Fatiha. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Master of the Day of Acquittal. Thee do we serve, and thee do we beseech for help. Guide us on the right path, the path of those upon whom thou hast bestowed favors, not those upon whom wrath is brought down, or those who go astray. Now I'm going to be reading Al-Waqiyah, The event. Chapter 56, Surah 56. Section 1. Three classes of men. I guess you want to read the class sections first. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent and Merciful. When the event comes to pass, there is no belying its coming to pass, abasing some, exalting others, when the earth is shaken with a severe shaking, and the mountains are crumbled to pieces. So they are scattered dust, and you are three swords. So those on the right hand, how happy are those on the right hand? And those on the left hand, how wretched are those on the left? And the foremost are the foremost. They are drawn nigh to Allah, in gardens of bliss, a multitude from among the first, and a few from among those of later times, on thrones and wrought, reclining on them, facing each other. Round about them will go youths, never altering in age, with goblets and ewers, and the cup of pure drink. They are not affected with headache thereby, nor are they intoxicated. In fruits that they choose, and flesh of fowl that they desire, and pure beautiful ones, like hidden pearls, a reward for what they did. They hear therein no vain or sinful talk, but only the same, peace, peace. And those on the right hand, how happy are those on the right hand, amid thornless lote trees, and clustered banana trees, and extensive shade, and water gushing, and abundant fruit, neither intercepted nor forbidden, and exalted couches. Surely we have created them a new creation. We have made them virgins, loving equal in age. For those on the right hand, a multitude from among the first, and a multitude from among those of later times. And those on the left hand, section 2, guilty. And those on the left hand, how wretched are those on the left hand, and hot wind and boiling water, and shadow of black smoke, neither cool nor refreshing. Surely they lived before that in ease, and they persisted in the great violation. And they used to say, when we die and become dust and bones, shall we then indeed be raised? Or our fathers of yore say, the ancients are those of later times, will surely be gathered together for the appointed hour of a known day. Then shall you, O you who err and deny, eat of the tree of Zakum, and fill your bellies with it. Then drink after it of boiling water, and drink as drinks the thirsty camel. This is your entertainment on the day of requital. We have created you. Why do you not then accept? See you that which you emit. It is you that created, or are we the creator? We have ordained death among you, and we are not to be overcome, that we may change your state, and make you grow into what you know not, instruction you know the first growth. Why do you not then mind? See you what you sow? Is it you that cause it to grow, or are we the causer of growth? If we pleased, we would make in chaff, then would you blame it. Surely we are the burdened with that, nay, we are deprived. See you the water which you drink? Do you bring it down from the clouds, or are we the bringer? If we pleased, we could make it saltish. Why give you no thanks? See you the fire which kindled? Is it you that produced the trees for it, or are we the producer? You have made it a reminder and an advantage for the wayfarer of the desert. So glorify the name of thy Lord, being incomparably great. But nay, I swear by revelation of portions of the Quran, and it is great oath indeed, if you knew. Surely it is the bounteous Quran, in a book that is protected, which none touches save the purified ones, a revelation from the Lord of the world. Is it this announcement that you disdain, and make your denial your means of subsistence? Why is it not that when it comes up to the throat, and you at that time look on, and we are nearer to it than you, but you see not? Why then, if you are not held under authority, do you not send it back, if you are truthful? Then if he is one of those drawn nigh to Allah, then happiness and bounty, and the garden of bliss, And if he is one of those on the right hand, then peace to thee from those on the right hand. And if he is one of the rejectors, the erring ones, he has the entertainment of boiling water and burning in hell. Surely this is a certain truth. So glorify the name of thy Lord, the incomparably great. Islam, that was chapter 56 of the Holy Quran of Mecca. Today again is January the 10th, 2020. I am Arrington-Bey, Hebrew Muslim Morris Sit. This is me reading the Holy Quran Circle 7 and the Holy Quran of Mecca for approximately 16 minutes. Happy Holy Day. Islam.